What is up, party people? Welcome to another thrilling edition of Sage Against the Machine as I talk about who the hell knows what for an hour. An hour. I love it. I love it. It's like my own therapy, and I don't have to pay for therapy, which is perfect. It's perfect. I yell into the ether. You guys offer me wise wisdom, and then go on with my life. I didn't have to pay for therapy. Did you realize that's what all you are? You're just my therapist? What's up, everybody? This is Sage Lewis coming to you from WMVU, Many Voices United. It's the Sage Against the Machine podcast. I already said that, but you know, why not say it again? Why not say it again? Man, have you seen the picture of this new picture of the black hole in the center of our universe? Look at that. See this black part right here? That is 4 million suns. 4 million suns right there. Right there. And I think like this stuff here, I don't know. This is like, I think this is like just what's being sucked into the center of that black hole. Apparently, black holes are at the center of like every galaxy. And there's billions of galaxies. And every galaxy has billions of stars. Like hundreds of billions of galaxies, hundreds of billions of stars. And a black hole in the center of every galaxy. Ours is kind of small. Only 4 million suns. Only 4 million suns. We have a small one. When we look at black holes, it's just death. This black here in the middle is the absence of light. It's just gone. There's no light in there. Einstein didn't like these. Didn't like this whole... There was a lot of stuff Einstein mathematically proved that he didn't like. He didn't like black holes. He didn't like them. I just look at this and I'm like, that is 4 million suns of death. Right outside of here, right around the edge, where it starts to get some light, I guess is like the event horizon. The event horizon is where there's no turning back. Like, if you're in the event horizon, you're going for the black hole ride. You're going for the black hole ride. You're just going to go down there. It's like a shotgun of blackness. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. Why does the center of our universe have a center of blackness, of nothingness? What is it? Is it just, could it be the start of another universe? Right? Like, what if all that blackness comes together and then on the other side of it, what if that's like a whole nother universe? What if we're looking? What if every galaxy is creating a new universe? Who knows? Just love it. I love thinking about our That's right. That's right. So Shannon Wilson says maybe it may have been created by all the darkness in people. What if that's it? Or what if all the darkness in the universe created the darkness within us? What is it about darkness that you can't escape it? I see these do-gooders. They're like, peace on earth. Peace on earth. Are you a child? Are you... Shannon says, exchange is exchange. That's beautiful. Not even sure I know exactly what that means, but I get a sense of it. It's hard to know. What I love about looking at a black hole is that it is there. It is like it's like it's a god of extreme power of blackness, and it's scientifically there. That's about all we know. We don't know why it's there. We don't know why every galaxy has one. We don't know why they're at the center of galaxies. We don't know anything. And then at that point, I'm like, well, then have fun. I mean, you have to put a little asterisk. You could be like, okay, at this point, this is not science. This is just spiritual thinking. Because science, all science is, I don't understand why people are so upset about science. All science is this tool that looks for observable things that can be repeated. That's all science is. It's not here to disprove God. Now, if it can disprove God, it will. Or if it can prove God, it will. But God is this thing that is outside of observable repetition. And that's fine. That's not what science is into, but it's not anti that. I think sometimes people think it is. They're like, well, science is only about what can be observed. What about what can't be observed? Right. Exactly. What about those things? That's where science isn't participating. Now, it might go find things. It might go look at things that it doesn't know about and might make theories. Like this black hole. We know it exists. Our new telescope or whatever. We know it exists. But what does it mean? And what is it? We know that it is so strong that it destroys light. This blackness here is a light killer. It murders light. You imagine being able to murder light? Woo! That's crazy. Shannon says because God inside us, we are all God, thus the soul. That I think that's true. So you got to know that I see a lot of darkness in the world. I gravitate towards it, as a matter of fact. 100% I'd fly through a black hole if I could. I mean, would I? I mean, would I? Maybe. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to just say stuff that I might lie about. I like darkness. I gravitate towards darkness. I love being where there is suffering. I'm basically a suffering whore. I'm addicted to it. I'm outraged by suffering. My heart breaks with suffering. And you know one of the reasons I'm so addicted to it? It's because whenever I go to suffering, I see unimaginable beauty. Every time. Every time. And you know where the beauty comes from? You. 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 You show me the beauty of the world every time I'm at suffering. We're all born from darkness. I think that's right. I mean, imagine that. That's beautiful, Shannon. Beautiful. What if we all come from darkness? What if this is just a vagina? What if that's just a vagina for another universe? Kind of looks like a vagina, doesn't it? Could be. I mean, think of what a baby is like. They're in there in total darkness. It's so warm and you don't even have to chew. It's just the food and the warmth and the chemicals just swirling all over you. Oh God. Oh God. It's so good. And then whoosh, you're into the light. And what is the light? It's cold. And it's frightening. It's terrifying. What? What? Christopher, what's up, brother? Akron was on Tucker Carlson last night. He called it a war zone. Was he talking about my tent city? I gotta see that. And I will say, the Democrats own it, Christopher. The Democrats have run this town for 30 years. They own it. Pasqualic owns it. Horrigan owns it. All the city council owns it. Who else are they going to blame? Shannon says, why do you think we were all born crying? Okay, I'm going to go look at that, Christopher. All right, I'll go over there right now. I'll go over to Christopher's Facebook right now. Check that out. Nothing new, says Shannon. We've been called that many times. All right, let me get over there. Let me go. Christopher, where are you? Hold on. Christopher James Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Let's see. Okay, is this the one? Let's see. Wait.
Issues. Tim
Ryan
represents Youngstown, and
holy crap, that is
Ohio
us.
Vote for this. Tim Ryan was supposed to be a working man's Democrat, a guy who cares about bread and butter issues.
Yeah.
Tim Ryan represents Youngstown and Akron.
Woo! Look at that house. I've been to it. I've walked through a house like that.
Akron. Take a look at Akron sometime.
Okay.
It's like a war zone itself.
A war zone? Yeah, I can see that.
These are the cities that built America, crumbling and desperate now from total neglect.
Yeah, we just focus on rich people now.
Ohio vote for this. Tim Ryan was supposed to be a working man's Democrat, a guy who cares about bread and butter issues.
Good point.
Tim Ryan represents Youngstown in Akron.
Wait.
Take a look at Akron
didn't we just
sometime.
do this?
It's like a war zone itself.
It's like a war zone. It is. All right, fine. There's war zone-y parts. There's no doubt about it.
The cities that built America crumbling and desperate now from total neglect. Ohio votes.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I've watched it twice now. I thought he was going to say something new. Yeah, right. Good job, Akron. Oh, we made the national news. You know, when I got on the New York Times, Sage Lewis, NYT. Our mayor, no likey that either. Here, this is me. There it is, New York Times. Likey that. That's more like a refugee camp. Less like a war zone. What does he say? Shannon says, live it every day, sadly. Tucker Carlson, who usually I'm not a Tucker Carlson fan. It's not usually my game. But he's not off. He's not totally wrong. Our mayor gives tax-free. Yeah, I know. Shannon said made the top 50 most deadliest cities in America. Yeah, we did. Our mayor got ARPA money and he put it at Lock 3. He's giving 15-year tax abatements for people that can build $300,000 houses. The next thing is going to be a wall. He's going to build a wall around the war zones. I know. Candace says, wow, what an honor. Look, I'm all for the truth. I like to see the truth. Just look at it. Tucker Carlson is not wrong. And it is the Democrats, he is right again, the working man's guy. Bullshit. These Democrats are about the working man. No, they are not. They're about the intellectual elite. They like rich Democrats. They like rich people. They like intellectuals. They like lawyers. And I like them too. Look, they're fine. They're not who I choose to spend my time with. I know, Luke. Luke Linden in the house. Praise be Luke Linden. Both parties about the rich. Right, Candace? They're not about the poor. They're not about the poor. They're only about the poor when they can gentrify a poor neighborhood, which means one thing, kicking the poor people out. Now, Tucker Carlson, I'm sorry, this is not who I normally like to quote, but he's right. He's right. A war zone, do you know that kids, Candace says, on point, 100%. Do you know that they have shown that trauma of living in an inner city is equal to the trauma experienced by being in a war zone? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The word is war zone. Luke Linden says Tucker sucks, not a fan, but he's not wrong. That's exactly right. But he's not wrong, but he is weaponizing it against the Dems. Okay. Okay, let's watch this. The liberal hypocrisy. I love liberal hypocrisy. I do love it.
There's a question I've had for a very long time, and it has to do with this map. This is a map of the 18 states in the US where Democrats control the legislative and executive branches, or else have some veto-proof majority in the legislature. Democrats in DC often blame the GOP.
All right, look, that's the New York Times. I'm going to get banned. I can't watch this. I'm sorry. They're going to cut my whole video, and then I'm going to have to edit, and who needs to edit? Everybody go watch that. Everybody go watch that. We need to weaponize against the Democrats. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it, but the Democrats are overseeing extreme poverty, extreme homelessness, extreme addiction, and they're doing nothing about it except making their friends rich. Look, this is what a Democrat does. We have homelessness. Homelessness is so terrible. Homelessness is the worst thing. Look at these poor homeless people. Oh my God, it's so terrible. It's so sad. All right. Here's $1 billion. Oh, thank you so much. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hire all my friends. Well, are you going to get some housing? Oh, yeah. Going to get some housing. Hold on. What does housing cost for the homeless in Los Angeles? No. Hold on. What does housing cost for homeless people in Los Angeles?
According to KTLA,
Los Angeles is spending up to $837,000 to house a single homeless person. A $1.2 billion program intended to quickly build housing for Los Angeles' sprawling homeless population is moving too slowly while costs are spiking, with one project under development expected to hit as much as $873,000. With 1,200 units. Meanwhile, they have like 4,000 to 6,000 people just on Skid Row. There's about 40,000 homeless people, I think, in L.A. I think that's right, 40,000. About 1,200 units have been completed since voters approved spending in 2016, which was then a centerpiece in a strategy intended to get thousands of people off the street. But the tally of units so far has been wholly inadequate in the context of homeless crisis, said the audit issued by Control. In recent years, homeless encampments have spread into virtually every neighborhood, while the population has climbed to an estimated, it was close, 41,000 people, yeah. Many are drug addicted and mentally ill, and violence is commonplace. Yeah, can be. Program's still unable to meet demands of the homeless crisis, says that person. The pace of development is sluggish, he said, while the cost of each unit continues to rise, in some cases to staggering heights. 14% of the units built exceeded $700,000. All right? That is Democrats. That's Democrats doing that. Now, do I think Republicans will do it any better? Hell no. They will exterminate homeless people. They will eradicate them. They will disappear. So it's not like I'm like, we need Republicans. Hell no. The only thing worse than a Democrat is a Republican. That's what I like to say. All right, Shannon's got to go. Peace and love to you, honey. Thank you for being here. Candace says they pitch tents on the beaches and Skid Row is so heartbreaking that Section 8 waiting list is never open. That's right. That's true. Let's see. Neither of the Republicans. Who's better for the economy? Let's see. Which party's better for the economy? It's the party that doesn't put business first. Yeah, that could be. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that's not true. What's going on? Why is my computer freaking? Stop freaking, computer. Oh, jeez. Here it goes. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to let that sit here and think about itself for a minute. Okay. Go to the Summit County Facebook truck. Dump truck hit an ODOT vehicle, and it basically exploded. Holy shit. That's crazy, brother. That is crazy. Look, we're in a bad spot in America right now, okay? Nobody is really addressing what is happening here. But it's the Hunger Games, okay? What did they say? Like 8% inflation or something? I can't even keep track. I don't even know. Gas is $4.30. For rich people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care what the gas price is. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't care. $6, who cares? Who cares? You know who cares? Poor people care. Gas goes to $6. Food prices go up. Parents can't drive their kids to school. Parents can't go to work. Poverty increases. Poverty increases. And as long as the Democrats are in charge of the media, it does not exist. When was the last time we talked about refugees on the border? Refugees on the border of America. What? All right. What's happening? Okay, look. Here's an article, Pew Research, 2021. I think it's 2022 right now. What's happening on the border in 7 charts? Like, is anybody talking about this? Is anybody talking about what the hell is going on in the border of our country? No. You know why? Because a Democrat is the president. That's all. A Democrat is the president. When a Republican becomes president, we'll talk about the border again. Humans and illegals. I just want to know do we still have tents on the border? Are there still kids in refugee camps isolated from their parents on the border? I just want to know. Anthony says every time they build affordable housing, they end up with housing no one can afford, just like here in Akron. They need single small units, not some 3-bedroom house in the high-end neighborhood. And they get it. They know it's a scam, just like everything they do. It's all about the money. Yeah. Colleen says the middle people have to fight it back against these greed-laden, profit-seeking companies. What a wonderful statement. Greed-laden, profit-seeking companies. So the most vulnerable are not once again pushed lower. Thank you, Colleen. Yes, yes, yes. Zach says half-ass campsites on the beach, not really any tents for years. I was there. Right on. What if people who can afford stuff just stop buying it? Bam. Bam. How about that? How about that? How about if we just stop buying shit? How about us rich people start growing our own food, raising our own livestock on our own little fancy farms, and just fucking drop out like Timothy Leary without all the acid. Tune in, turn out, drop out. You know what he was saying back in the day. How about that? How about we stop buying a new iPhone every year? Candace says, I just moved back from Cali. They pitch them at night after the beaches close. Linda says, community, my man, it's the problem and the solution. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Community is where it's at. Community is where it's at. We cannot trust the Democrats to take care of the poor people. We certainly cannot trust the Republicans. I'm sorry, we can't. The best the Republicans would do would be to let us privatize taking care of poor people. But they won't do it. They won't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to love a Republican. I want you guys to be what you say you are, which is some sort of libertarian idealist, but you're not. You're as much fucking bullshit as the Democrats. You fucking lying pieces of shit. I love small government. I love libertarianism. Except when it comes to women and black people. You can go fuck themselves. They don't know what's best for them. I do. They're all lying pieces of shit. Anthony says, maybe we need to look into Tesla builders and their payoffs to the city. They're a big part of the scams in Arena Akron Bar. Okay. Or we all max out our credit cards with no intention to pay it back. What can they do if everyone does that? They hijack us with high prices, just fighting fire with fire. That's good. I like it. All talk, no action they are. Yes. Yes. We need a revolution of the people. We need to come together as Luke Linden as one. Anyone that wants to work with us, we want to work with them. You come to me in a KKK hat and you want to support poor Appalachians, I will work with you. Now, if I bring a black person to a party, you can't hang them. You can't even be mean to them. It's not about that. Luke Linden says, autonomy, save for women, black folk, poor folk. What I mean is my right to trample on yours. Yes, exactly. 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 Sorry, it's time for the dogs to yell in the middle of my show. We must all unite. We must all unite. They divide us by CNN and Fox News, when really we're the ones getting fucked by the Democrats and the Republicans. Do you understand? Do you understand? They are dividing us. They're like, oh, look at that no good meth head. Look at that no good racist white guy. Look at that. Look at those poor black people in the inner city with no fathers. Look at those addicted no good meth heads. Look at those Christians. Look at those not Christians. We got to stop it, people. They're winning. Christopher says Elon's focusing on creating a civilization on Mars, but what about the universe? It's not going to be any better up there. They're going to move poor people up to Mars. Elon's going to need poor people. It's just going to start all the fucking over again. Although I would go to Mars. I would. I'll go. I'll go anywhere. I'm down. I'm down. I'll go anywhere. And then we charge nothing. Yes. We make these farms, and then we charge nothing. Black is beautiful, says Colleen. Yes, yes, yes. Most people laugh at the politicians. Yes. Candace says homeless, poor, rich, white. Yes. Yes. Okay, I got it. Homeless, poor, rich, white, black, tan, purple, yellow, blue. Unite. Stop classifying everyone. And that's the word. That's the word. Classifying. Classifying is how they stay in power. That's how they stay in power. I'm not allowed to be friends with Christopher James Anderson because he is a black Christian conservative. He only has one of them right with my people. He only has 1 out of the 3 right. He's black. I'm allowed to like him because he's black, but because he's a Christian and he's a conservative, I'm not allowed to like him. Not allowed to like him. Just ask my liberal friends. I can't like Chris. I can't support him. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the insanity? We're not allowed to support conservative Christian minorities. We have to hold our nose, us hoity-toity liberals, when we give out food to conservative poor people. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like we have it all figured out. Like, oh yeah, we got it all figured out. We need communism. Well, what about all the other communist shit that didn't work? Well, it's because of CIA. Okay. Well, how many times do we have to give communism a chance? Well, we need it perfect. We need perfect communism. Those weren't perfect communism because of CIA. What about China? They seem to be doing pretty fucking well. Well, that's not communism. That's not communism. They say they're communist. No, that's not communism. Okay, so I need communism in some sort of special, like, dreadlock, hippie, white person communist fantasy land. That's the communism I need? Yeah, that one. Okay. Okay. Anthony says, I'm in. I want to be involved. I asked many times for me to please. Also, I have 12 bags of food to donate. I'm going to have to throw it away. Don't throw it away. Just go over to 85 Kent. Just throw it out. Put it out in the yard. They'll eat it. I don't have a vehicle. Oh, you don't have a vehicle. Okay, I can't deliver. If you need to pick me up, I have something to show you down. Okay. All right. It's hard for me to get around. Look, I've got to be on the internet all the time. I got to yell at homeless people about, destroying all our shit. I'm very busy. We must come together because they are playing us like an ugly fiddle, an out-of-tune, gross fiddle. That's what they're doing to us. Come on. Come on. We all want the same things. We want our kids to be safe, get an education of which we think is appropriate. We want to be safe. And we want to have some housing and freaking food. And I swear to God, that's what most people want. That's all they fucking want. It's just Jane Piper Lunt from Texas. What's up, Jane Piper? Also a conservative friend of mine. Conservative friends. I got a lot of them. I got communist friends. I got Aryan Brotherhood friends. I got GDs. Do you know the GDs? GD. I don't know if they're really GD or not. GD gang. Hold on. Do you know about these guys? Here, we need to talk about the Gangster Disciples. So, Gangster Disciples are absolutely in Akron. Okay? Or at least they are calling themselves GD. Okay? Now, let me show you the history. The Gangster Disciples were established on the south side of Chicago. Incidentally, one of the guys who classifies himself GD was South Side Chicago guy. Murdering asshole. Lives in Akron. 1969 by Larry Hoover. Do you know Larry Hoover? Larry Hoover was the guy that Kanye tried to get Donald Trump to, not extradite, but, reduce his sentence or, set him free. Larry Hoover was the leader of his own gang called the Supreme Gangsters, while David Barksdale was also the leader of his own gang called the Devil Disciples. They later united the two gangs in '69 and called themselves the Black Gangster Disciples. They're active in 110 cities and 31 cities, 110 cities and 31 states, predominantly in the Midwest and southeastern United States. Also maintained a significant presence in the U.S. prison system. Has approximately between 50 and 90,000 members. Okay. First emerged significant numbers in Memphis. Okay. Now, what you need to know is, in July 3rd, 2005, member of the Gangster Street Gang killed Sergeant Juwan Johnson, the U.S. Army, in a small town of this in Ramstein, Germany. Prosecutors accused U.S. Air Force Senior Airman Rico Williams of being the first one to start attacking Johnson in a 6-minute beating that he had to endure to join the gang. It's a little too much, I guess. After the beating, Johnson asked one of the fellow gangsters to take him to the hospital. Williams then ordered his gang member not to take him there. Johnson later died from getting jumped in. Okay? A little too much jumping in. Too much. According to the government's investigation, Williams was the leader of the gang set operating on base. Williams was sentenced to 22 years in prison, while other citizens faced sentencing range from 2 to 12 years. Okay? 2,000 gangster disciples were falsely implicated in a 2008 murder of member Cecil Dobson Sr., his fiancee Marissa Williams, fellow member Hollis Seals, and his girlfriend. They were also killed with Cecil and Marissa's 4-year-old son. The toddler had been spending the night with his father and siblings. Severely injured in the attack were Cecil and Marissa's other 3 children. Allegations were originally made that gangsters' disciples were responsible for the event, which came to be known as the Leicester Street Massacre, was featured in 2 separate episodes of the first 48. Eventually came to light that the attack was a case of fratricide between 2 brothers, with that's a good word, with the gangster disciples uninvolved in the crime. Cecil and his family were butchered by Dotson's own brother, eventually confessed to the killing. All right, April 2016, 32 members of the GDs were arrested in Rico. Anyways, now, where is it? Wait, is that the end? That's not the end, is it? That's not the end. Wait a second. That's not the end of the story. Hold on. That's not the end of the story. Because GD Gang today. Okay, what does it stands for? Okay, here we go. Watch this. GD meaning, what is in the world does this slang? Okay, no, this is not it. Look. Okay, hold on. They are no longer the gangster disciples if you follow the main man. Okay. Larry Hoover. Let's just go Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover. Okay, let's look up Larry Hoover. Here's a picture of Larry. Serving 6 life sentences. Sentenced to 200 years for the 73 murder in 97 after 7, anyways. Conviction. Kanye West involvement. Rapper and Chicago native Kanye West has for many years been vocal about wanting Hoover to be released from prison. On one of his demo versions of the song Hurricane, which meant to appear as since scrapped Project Yandi, suggested calling his ex-wife Kim Kardashian to help release Hoover. Okay, anyways. On December 2021, West, along with fellow rapper Drake, hosted a free Larry Hoover benefit concert. The main goal of the concert was to bring awareness to Hoover's case. West and Drake called for the release of Hoover and sought to raise awareness about prison sentencing reform. Okay? Now, what you need to know is, while Hoover was incarcerated, he rang the gang's illicit drug trade, both in prison and on the streets, starting from Chicago West Side. Now, the gangster disciples earned fans in the community with charity events and peaceful protests. Hoover proclaimed that the initials GD had been changed to mean growth and development. A lengthy federal investigation using wiretaps led to Hoover getting another life sentence in 95. Okay? So the whole thing has been changed. Now, the thing about it is there are still old school GDs, okay? Gangster disciples that are hardcore, violent assholes. And now there's the new growth and development people, which is what Larry Hoover promotes. Okay? We need to understand these gangs because they are in our cities. They are in Akron, Ohio. Okay? They are in Akron, Ohio. Let's see, where am I? Omi! Hi, Omi. Yep. Victor says television is a great hypnotizer. Anthony says, okay, I got to go do things. You got my info for Messenger. Bag me. Okay, thanks. It was good to see you, Anthony. Colleen says another strategy, start prepping for winter right now. That's good. And there's Anthony's contact information. Awesome. Okay, look. We cannot look to our leaders in the political parties. Maybe we can get people elected. It'd be nice. It'd be nice, but it's going to be very hard. We have to do these things ourselves. We have to do them ourselves. Why do you think I'm getting so much pushback helping homeless people? By Democrats. I'll tell you why. Because it's helping homeless people. Helping homeless people hurts rich people. Do you understand? When you help poor people live, make affordable housing, create affordable health care, access to healthy food, good jobs, but still poor, you are hurting rich people. Or so that's what the Democrats think. And I mean, for sure, there are absolutely rich Democrats that don't want to be near poor people. Most people are afraid of my people. I think it's mostly overinflated, your fear of homeless people. And it's not homeless people, it's violent people, mentally unstable, violent people. You know, my friend Dustin, he shot a guy in the head. It wasn't because he was homeless. It's because he mentally, seriously unstable, and he would not take his meds. Yeah, Candace is right. Because they want to keep them down. They want them to disappear. Did you see, Christopher says, looking at my race, there's one massive factor in it that no one locally can get around. The state house is mega majority Republican, like 60 Republican, 30 Democrats. In the state house, it's hard to pass things as part of the minority party. Whereas if you're the majority, you have a much higher chance systematically of passing bills. That's true. That's true. I honestly believe that we could be seeing the Republicans becoming the populist party. I mean, it's the poor people that are by and large voting Republican. So if the Republicans want to continue winning, they got to accept poor people. And I'm here to tell you, most poor people aren't looking for big handouts like the Democrats are giving them. All right? They just want some frickin' stability in their lives. They want they want to have some utilities turned on. Okay? They want to not be evicted all the time. They want stability, man. Okay? That's it. That's it. They want so little. So I do believe, honestly, that we could see a shift, thanks to Donald Trump, mind you, of a populism, and it will lead towards supporting poor people. I'm sorry to tell you this. We need slums in America. We need them. What the Democrats are trying to do is unsustainable. Unsustainable. $700,000 units for a single homeless person? Are you out of your freaking mind? I need some tin metal. I need some nails. I need some pallets, some tarps. Get me some freaking porta potties, some trash cans. I'm good. Leave me the fuck alone. That's all I need. And I, honest to God, believe Republicans might give it to me. The Democrats will never give me that. Never give me that. That's inhumane to live like that. Oh, really? Really? So you're just going to let them stand out on the street corner freezing to death with no shelter? That's your humanity, Mr. Liberal? Candace says, no, they just want a roof over their head, on their bellies, food in their bellies, and some, yeah, people want to work. People want to work. Anthony says, as far as gangs, the topic only comes up when it's gangs that has black folks in there. There's a lot of gangs in and around Akron, some very large gangs, but they're all white gangs and not spoken of in any way, just the ones with the members that have dark skin and jaw. Well, may I suggest, have you ever heard of a group called the Hells Angels? They're pretty white. They got a house. I hear them a lot. Mental health. Yes. Mental health, addiction healing. You give some people some fundamental stability, like a slum, with some bathrooms, electricity, and some security where they're safe, and I'm going to tell you, they're going to rise up. Not in a bad way. They're going to elevate themselves. But as the Democrats keep sweeping camps and condemning people living in tents, they never have a chance to get any footing. It's the Democrats that do it. Jane says it's the opposite here. Dems support villages. Republicans want expensive permanent housing. Isn't that funny? That's what it all comes down to. It's all the same. It's all the same. Your Republicans are our Democrats, and our Democrats are your whatever. You get it. If these, look, why do my dogs have to bark all the time? It's a good thing they're so freaking cute. They eat poop and bark obsessively. It's ridiculous. Look, why does everybody else in the world get to be a refugee? Why does everybody get refugee support when they're, like all these people? What's happening to all the Ukrainians that are migrating by the millions? Are they just moving into $700,000 houses? I don't think so. They're moving into tents and refugee villages. Why can't American citizens get refugee villages? I'll tell you why. Because the Democrats are embarrassed. So they want to hide them. Absolutely, the Hells Angels gives back to the community. I need to work. I want to work with the gangs. I want to work with the gangs. Because these are real leaders that get shit done on the street. Okay? Do you understand? Yeah, but the Dems can't have that. It's so heartbreaking. I know. The Dems are the ones torturing homeless people. You have to admit it. You have to admit it. And again, I'm not saying the Republicans will do any work. They might just end up actually killing homeless people. But because I honestly believe that we could see a populism. Do you remember what the Republicans actually were? They were the people that ended slavery. They were the cool people. the cool people. Okay, look. Yeah, all right. Right. Okay, so look. We have to change our whole way of thinking. I need you to look at a homeless person and see a Jew in Nazi Germany. I need you to look at an addicted person and see a Native American on the Trail of Tears. Do you see they're uncovering all these schools now in the United States that were torturing natives? Schools in the United States that were torturing Native American children. There's a new article. It just came out. Let's see. Yeah, here. Here it is. Interior Department says Native American children were forced into assimilation at 408 federal boarding schools. Native American children were renamed, told not to use the indigenous languages, and had to cut their hair at 408 boarding schools in the United States that forced assimilation in the 19th and 20th century. Okay? This is who we are. We are no different today than then. No different. Maybe worse because we get cover from the hippie liberals that are like, peace and love, we should help the addicts. Yeah, whatever. And then we get to put all those peace and love people on the front of our newspapers, and then we get to eradicate and torture addicts and homeless people and poor people. What were you going to say, Candace? You were going to say that? They're for the people? So look, the only way we're going to get shit done is by taking action ourselves. Anthony says, my point was black gangs are only in the media when they simply just exist. It's just propaganda against darker skin. I see what you're saying. I got you. Yeah, that's right. That's true. We love the narrative that black men are terrifying and will rape our beautiful white women. That's what they did to Russ Neal at City Council. 6 unknown women made an anonymous declaration that they were scared of Russ Neal, a council member. We've never learned who they were. 6 women are scared of Russ Neal during Zoom times. They were literally not in a room with Russ Neal. They were on Zoom, and they were afraid of him, and he has now been censured. Okay? Black men, the narrative, it's so easy to terrify white people. Oh, black men, you know they're scary. They're in those gangs. They love that crack. They're always shooting stuff up. They always got the guns. And men don't even, they just all in jail. Those women, they need to get some men in their lives. I heard that guy, Jamal, he raped a white woman. I heard it. That's it. It's like a dog whistle to white people. You just can say it anytime you want to get rid of a black man. Just be like, that black man was scary. He was so scary. I was scared being around Russ Neal. You ever been around Russ Neal? Jesus Christ. You ever been around Russ Neal? I am scarier than Russ Neal. I assure that. Unbelievable. Russ Neal's a scary man. He said some very scary things to women. They didn't say white women, but I guarantee they were all white. We all knew they were white. He said some very scary things to white women. Which white women? Well, don't you worry about that. They don't want to be named. They're too scared. That's it. That's how they do it. And then we can do whatever we want to black people. We can hang them, shoot them, censure them, do whatever we want. People, I love you. 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 I gotta go. I love you. I will see you later. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Sage and the Houseless Movement, a weekly show dedicated to the news and views of the homeless locally and worldwide.